Good morning, everyone. Let me start by saying this. Successful people don't have more time than you. They just use it differently. We all get the same 24 hours, but what separates a frustrated life from a fulfilled one is how intentionally we live each day. You don't wake up one day and suddenly have a successful life. You wake up every day and make small, wise choices over and over again. 1. Begin your day with intention. How you start your day sets the tone for everything else. If the first thing you do is grab your phone, scroll through problems, messages, and comparisons, you've already handed control of your day to someone else. Instead, pause, breathe, decide. Ask yourself, what matters today? What kind of attitude do I choose? What is one thing I must do today to move forward? When you start your day with purpose, you walk into life, not stumble into it. 2. Do what's important before what's comfortable. Let's be honest, doing the right thing isn't always easy, but easy choices lead to a hard life and disciplined choices lead to an easier one. Don't wait until you feel like it. Feelings come and go, but commitment carries you through. Handle your priorities early. The hard phone call, the important task, the focused work. When you do that, the rest of the day feels lighter and you feel stronger. 3. Manage your thoughts, not just your schedule. You can have the perfect plan and still fail if your mind is negative, distracted, or discouraged. Your thoughts shape your energy. Your energy shapes your actions, and your actions shape your results. When negative thoughts show up, and they will, don't invite them to stay. Replace them with truth. I can handle this. I am growing. This day has purpose. A calm, focused mind is one of the greatest success tools you will ever own. 4. End your day with gratitude and growth. Before you sleep, reflect, not to judge yourself, but to learn. Ask, what went well today? What can I improve tomorrow? What am I thankful for? Gratitude keeps you grounded. Reflection keeps you grounded. Reflection keeps you growing. And remember, progress is better than perfection. You don't need to win the whole week today. Just win this day. Closing success isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things consistently. So manage your day with intention, guard your thoughts, choose discipline, and give yourself grace while you grow. If you manage your day well, your days will manage your future. Most people don't actually start their day, they stumble into it. They wake up, reach for their phone, scroll through messages, news, and other people's priorities, and before they even get out of bed, their peace is gone. Their mind is already cluttered, their emotions are already reacting, and their energy is already drained. That's what it means to start your day by accident. When you don't make a conscious decision about how your day will go, distractions are more than happy to decide for you. Starting your day on purpose means choosing direction before the noise begins. It means taking a moment to pause, breathe, and remind yourself that this day is a gift and a responsibility. Purpose doesn't require a perfect plan, but it does require intention. You don't need to control everything. You just need to decide who you're going to be today. Your attitude, your focus, and your response to challenges are choices, not reactions. When you begin the day intentionally, you tell your mind where to go instead of letting it wander. You choose what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Without that decision, your thoughts will chase every interruption, every worry, and every demand that shows up. Distractions are subtle. They don't always come as bad things. Sometimes they come as urgent things that aren't important, or comfortable things that keep you busy but unproductive. Purpose gives you the clarity to recognize the difference. A purposeful start also builds inner strength. When you decide ahead of time how you will handle stress, delays, or difficult people, you're not caught off guard when they appear. You're prepared. You're steady. You're not wasting emotional energy reacting to everything around you. Instead, you move through the day with calm confidence, knowing that you are guided by intention rather than impulse. Even 5 quiet minutes in the morning can change everything. Those moments allow you to align your thoughts, remind yourself of your priorities, and set the emotional tone for the hours ahead. When you begin your day with purpose, you don't just get more done. You live better, think clearer, and move forward with direction instead of drifting. One of the biggest mistakes people make is filling their day with what feels comfortable instead of what truly matters. Easy tasks give quick satisfaction, but they rarely produce meaningful results. Answering messages, scrolling, organizing small details, or waiting until you feel motivated may keep you busy, but being busy is not the same as being productive. When you choose comfort over responsibility early in the day, you often carry pressure, guilt, and stress into the rest of it. Doing the right things first requires discipline, and discipline is simply choosing what you want most over what you want now. The most important tasks usually require focus, effort, and sometimes courage. They may not be enjoyable, but they move your life forward. When you delay them, they don't disappear. They grow heavier in your mind. That mental weight drains energy and steals peace, making the entire day feel harder than it needs to be. Starting with what matters most builds momentum. When you complete a meaningful task early, you gain confidence and clarity. You feel stronger, not because the day is easy, but because you handled what was necessary. That sense of accomplishment fuels motivation for everything that follows. Instead of dragging unfinished priorities around all day, you walk wider, knowing you faced what mattered. Choosing the right things first also trains your character. It teaches you to lead yourself, not be led by your feelings. Feelings change, but commitment creates consistency. When you practice discipline daily, it stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like freedom. You're no longer controlled by procrastination, pressure, or last-minute panic. You gain space in your mind and time in your schedule. Life becomes more peaceful when priorities are handled intentionally. You stop rushing, reacting, and regretting wasted hours. The easy things will always be there, but opportunities, growth, and progress require deliberate action. When you learn to face the hard tasks early, you create a rhythm that supports success, stability, and long-term fulfillment. Your day is not just shaped by what you do, but by what you think. You can have a perfectly planned schedule and still feel overwhelmed, discouraged, or unproductive if your thoughts are scattered or negative. The mind is like a control center, and if it's unmanaged, it will default to worry, doubt, and distraction. That's why managing your thoughts is just as important, if not more important, than managing your time. Every thought you allow has an effect on your emotions and your behavior. When you start believing that you're behind, incapable, or under too much pressure, your energy drops and your focus weakens. Those thoughts don't just appear, they are often repeated and rehearsed without being questioned. Learning to pause and challenge unhelpful thoughts creates mental clarity and emotional stability throughout the day. Managing your thoughts means choosing what you will dwell on. You don't have to control every thought that enters your mind, but you do get to decide which ones stay. Replacing negative thinking with purposeful, truth-based thoughts strengthens resilience. When challenges arise, a calm and focused mind responds with solutions instead of panic, patience instead of frustration. When your thoughts are aligned, your actions follow more easily. You're less reactive, less drained, and more intentional with your energy. You stop wasting mental space on fear and comparison and instead direct it toward progress and growth. Clear thinking creates better decisions, and better decisions create better days. A well-managed mind brings peace into even the busiest schedule. It allows you to stay grounded when plans change and confident when pressure rises. When you take responsibility for your thoughts, you gain control over your day rather than feeling controlled by it, and that inner order becomes the foundation for lasting success. How you end your day is just as important as how you begin it. Many people go to sleep replaying mistakes, unfinished tasks, and worries about tomorrow, and that mental habit quietly steals joy and rest. Ending the day with gratitude and reflection shifts your focus from what went wrong to what you learned and what went right. It allows you to close the day with peace instead of pressure. Reflection is not about criticizing yourself. It's about growing wiser. When you take a few moments to look back, you begin to recognize patterns, strengths, and areas that need adjustment. Every day teaches something if you're willing to pay attention. Growth happens when you learn instead of blame, when you observe instead of judge. Gratitude changes your emotional state. Even on difficult days, there is always something to appreciate: progress you made, strength you showed, or a lesson you gained. Gratitude reminds you that success is not only found in big achievements, but in small steps forward. It softens disappointment and builds contentment, making tomorrow feel lighter and more hopeful. Ending the day intentionally also prepares you for the next one. When your mind is calm and your heart is thankful, rest becomes deeper and more restorative. You wake up with clarity instead of carrying yesterday's weight into a new day. Letting go of what you cannot change and appreciating what you experience creates emotional balance. When you consistently reflect and give thanks, you begin to see progress over perfection. Each day becomes a building block rather than a burden. This habit strengthens resilience, increases awareness, and nurtures a mindset that welcomes growth, peace, and forward movement.